Hi, I'm Christina Garcia, and I am the author and illustrator of REN, The Arrival. So, I didn't have a planned out written paragraph, or whatever you want to call it, of what I wanted to talk to you about, as far as telling you about the book, REN, The Arrival, and a little bit about me. So I'm just gonna wing it to see how it goes. So now that I'm thinking about it, winging it is probably how I got into this situation of writing a 13 chapter book for my first book, my first major writing assignment that I gave to myself. 56,000 words and some change. That's what Google Docs told me how many words there were. Winging it. I don't have a degree in literature or English. I do have a graphic design degree that I earned back in 2005 from Platt College. Probably haven't done too much with that degree other than marketing, which is where I've been hiding out for the most part. By hiding out, I mean I've been the behind the scenes person for a lot of my job / career life. Always being the assistant or the person that, gets things done for the main person. But I was kind of tired of living that way, and I wanted to be the front woman, the front woman of my career choice. So that's how I got myself into this situation and becoming an author and an illustrator. It's kind of crazy. So just to circle back to the book real quick, I'm going to read you part of the synopsis that I've written for REN, The Arrival, just so I'm not sitting here just talking about me. This is about the book too, not just my story. It's Ren's story. REN would be short for Renee. That's what her friends call her, REN. So here we go. Meet Renee Ren Reyes, a mysterious 17-year-old girl living in Old Puebla, Mexico, in the year 1900 with her loving adoptive family. Her unplanned and unconventional adoption left her family with so many questions about her. As the years unfold, their questions will slowly be answered as she uncovers her past and unexpected gifts along the way. So she has superpowers, of course. I mean, this is a dark fantasy fiction novel. That category, dark fantasy, comes from Demon Slayer, basically, that cartoon, the anime. And I liked that title or category name, so we're going with that, dark fantasy, because she fights demons, and that's dark. It could be a very dark place. I mean, it really is a dark place. I mean, there's so many movies out there about people who gotten possessed, and it's scary. Anyway, that's a little bit about Renee. Interesting, right? I'm going to circle back to me again. You could say I've had to face a lot of my own demons in my mind as I've written this book and completed it. And here I am on to marketing this book now. You could say that doubt has been the biggest demon that I have been facing over the past year that I started writing this book. But I really didn't start writing this book a year ago. I've probably been trying to write this book for, I don't know, maybe even 20 years. For sure, 12 years trying to write it, trying to figure out how I can get this story out of my brain that I want to share with everybody. That's a long time. That's what happens when you have to deal with doubt and lack of self-confidence, God confidence, whatever you want to call it. That's what I call it. And just wondering if you have what it takes to get it done, to be the front face of the work and not just the behind the scenes person, because it's safe and private in the behind the scenes position. And like I said, that's where I got stuck a lot in my life. And it's, yeah, a safe, quiet, private place for people to hide out. But it's definitely not, or has not been, easy for me to stay in that place, which is why I had to come up with my own story. So we'll go back to the synopsis now. As Ren discovers her abilities and who she is met with both public and private challenges and dangers. With the assistance of some earthly friends and the divine powers imparted to her, will she have what it takes to fulfill the missions ahead of her? She will also discover not only the power of family, but also the power of friendship will get her where she needs to be to help those who cross her path before she moves on to another reality. So as you can see, even Renee has to deal with public and private challenges in her life, just like I have over the past year writing this book. Over the past, however many years it's been that I've put off writing this book or figuring out how I could bring it to life. But that finally happened at least a year ago. And that came from watching Encanto, the Disney movie, after I don't know how many times. Because, when a new Disney movie comes out, your children or other children in your family want to watch it over and over. And I guess hearing Luisa's song finally just hit me somewhere, and I just was like, that's it. Okay, we're going to write a story. She's going to be a Hispanic girl. She's going to be strong. She's going to feel like, the weight of her family is on her shoulders. Luckily, Ren has her father, who is very supportive and helpful to her in this book. But that's because, she's a special circumstance, and you'll of course hear about it in the book. And that was it. So once I got the main idea down, what helped me next to get this book written was my graphic design degree, basically, being the artistic person that I am. I took out my iPad, I would draw a scene, color it, use the texture brushes and all of that, and then I would write the story behind the scene, basically, and the story that would lead up to the scene. And I guess that's from being in real estate. You go around taking pictures of houses, and then you have to describe these houses or the pictures that are in your flyers, because that's what I did for the past 15 years was real estate. But that wasn't my dream. That was my dad's dream. Of course, he was a sales manager, so he recruited me right into the office. But what I learned from that experience, now I tell my kids that sometimes those easy decisions or easy choices turn out to be the hardest things to stay in. Real estate was my dad's business, and I went along with that, but there's just something inside of me that was like, nah, this isn't what I want to do. And other than being a mom, I couldn't tell you what I really wanted to do. But I think writing agrees with me, because, I could write a chapter in a day. I've been journaling since I was in 8th grade, and I have all my journals since 8th grade. Sometimes I could write for an hour, sometimes I could write for 2 hours. And some of those stories have definitely gotten into this book. And I just hope everyone enjoys it. And at this time, I hope that if you've watched this video and you've liked anything of what I've had to say, maybe you can find me on social media. Facebook is Friend of Ren. Also, Instagram is Friend of Ren. And TikTok is Friend of Ren. Even though the book is not called Friend of Ren, we just felt that it's called becoming a friend when you follow somebody, or you followed it. Friend this person, follow this person. So become a friend of Ren and click the follow button, and just stay tuned for when the book is going to be released, because I am currently in discussion with a printing company in New York of, getting samples of what it's going to look like, just so I could check the quality, of course, of the paper and printing and all of that before we send it to print. And, these paperbacks show up on my doorstep and then off into your hands. And that's going to be an exciting day. And I'm hoping to have that released by the summer, 2023. And really looking forward to that day. And of course, all of the new experiences that are going to come with being a author afterwards. Thanks for watching.